All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Imagine being the absolute best in the world, the undisputed rank 1 hunter, only to have it all ripped away by the one person you trusted the most. Today, we're tracking the incredibly cinematic, blood-pumping journey of Narukami Subaru. This is a guy who literally loses everything and then has to claw his way back up from rock bottom against a totally shattered system. It is wild.
So, the whole thing kicks off on floor 8 of the tower in the freezing Deadlands. Subaru is locked in this desperate life-or-death battle against the Venom Dragon Hydra. To save his guildmates, he pushes his fatigue index to a wildly lethal 99%. And you know what his reward for that heroism is? A sword straight through the back. His own best friend, Itsuki, delivers the fatal blow and just coldly says, "I chose the world over my friend." Driven by pure, twisted jealousy, Itsuki leaves Subaru to die in the snow and completely steals his legacy.
Then, we get this massive 20-year time jump. For 2 whole decades, Itsuki has been hijacking Subaru's legacy, literally building the colossal Blue Zone Guild on a total foundation of lies. But the tower wasn't exactly done with our hero. In year 20, Subaru miraculously wakes up, and I mean literally wakes up inside a filthy metal trash can in a back alley, trapped in a totally new body. But driven by pure vengeance, he doesn't just sit there. He instantly starts dominating floors 1 through 3 at a pace that shouldn't even be possible.
I mean, look at this massive regression he's dealing with. We go from the old Narukami Subaru, the beloved rank 1 hero, the Lightning Master, to this new kid, Hazoi Subaru. He wakes up as a level 1, heavily bullied outcast with exactly 0 credits, nothing. But instead of giving up, he ends up wandering into his own memorial hall, and seeing Itsuki publicly exploiting his memory, oh man, that just sparks this relentless, burning drive for revenge. He swears right then and there he is not wasting this second chance.
Let's look at how he actually handles the tutorial, because this is where his battle IQ really shines. He doesn't have his overpowered stats anymore, right? So he has to rely entirely on pure experience. He's up against a massive level 50 Goblin King, which is basically an impossible boss for a beginner. But Subaru just breaks the fight down into pure physics. Step 1, he gathers leftover needles scattered around the arena. Step 2, he calculates the monster's center of gravity. And Step 3, he targets its vital points using rotational force. He literally dismantles a giant boss using basic throwing needles and applied physics. It just proves that true strength really comes from combat experience.
But to survive what's coming next, he has to make this massive, high-stakes gamble in the tutorial shop. And it's a brilliant synergy. He takes all his hard-earned achievement points and spends them on this unnamed, cursed demon blade. Now, this sword violently drains the user's health for raw power, super dangerous. But here's the absolute genius part. He pairs it with an F-rank skill called the Wedge of Greed, which actually suppresses side effects. So this little loop allows him to weaponize a suicidal blade and turn himself into an absolute powerhouse right at level 1.
Which brings up a really harsh reality. How exactly does a broke, formerly bullied weakling survive the brutal environment of floor 2 without a party? Well, his solution is actually incredibly modern. With barely 50 credits to his name, like he literally can't even afford food, Subaru puts his iconic mask back on and turns to live streaming his solo dungeon raids. Yeah, he monetizes his own survival, taking on these insane, high-risk viewer requests just so he can afford to level up.
And the growth of his channel is just explosive. He goes from literally 0 viewers on that first stream to a solid 60 after he casually shreds a bat swarm and intimidates this supposedly unkillable wolf warrior named Greg. And from there, it skyrockets to a viral sensation with 38,000 viewers during a massive collab. He is shattering dungeon records like they're absolutely nothing. Naturally, managers from top guilds, including this huge fan from Azure Sky Entertainment, are suddenly scrambling to figure out who this masked freak actually is.
Now, before we go any further, you really need to understand this one critical mechanic, the fatigue index. In this universe, reaching 100% fatigue results in permanent death, period. It doesn't matter how many health points you have left. And Subaru, he constantly dances right on that razor's edge. Between his cursed sword, his new thunder abilities, and his ridiculously aggressive fighting style, his fatigue is always spiking. He's literally weaponizing his own pain to maximize his combat output. It's a terrifying playstyle that honestly leaves his viewers just sweating bullets.
Section 1. Reclaiming the Thunder, the Millennium Mountain Trial.
So, having earned the right to choose his next path, Subaru dives headfirst into the Thunder Trial, aiming to reclaim his original powers. But the path to getting that power back, it is pure agony. To let the thunder take root in his body, he has to literally walk through an invisible electrical storm. His fatigue hits 99.99%, and the pain gets so unbelievably severe that he starts hallucinating. He's seeing these horrific visions of his dead comrades, burning and screaming and blaming him for their deaths. But incredibly, he pushes through this ultimate psychological torture through sheer willpower alone. And wow, the payoff is just monumental. Right as he emerges from the trial, this colossal Titan King attacks. Subaru doesn't even flinch. He just charges up a massive golden lightning strike and completely one-shots the boss, walking away with an absurd list of overpowered loot. I'm talking the A+ rank Thunder skill, a legendary Thunder Spear, the perfect Thunder's Heart accessory, and 5,000 achievement points. The legend is officially back online, and his stream viewers, yeah, they're left in absolute disbelief.
This performance sends absolute shockwaves through the entire tower. It catches the eye of Hawkeyes, who is this top combat analyst, and he makes a really massive statement. He says, in terms of control, this new player might even surpass the original Narukami Subaru at his peak. I mean, when the top analyst basically declares you the second coming of the game's greatest legend, that changes everything. It totally sets the stage for his rapid rise, but of course, it also paints a giant target on his back.
You can really see the tension building on floor 3 right here. Subaru publicly declares on his stream that he's going to solo clear the Cave of Thunder, which is this A-rank dungeon meant for a massive party. This deeply angers the 10-year veterans, especially a guy named Omar Schneider from the Blue Zone Guild. Just look at these betting odds. The public is vastly favoring the veteran over the rookie, 1.2x to 6.1x. Subaru's arrogance is just completely disrupting the established order, and these veterans are absolutely furious at this masked newcomer.
So, to manage all this insane hype without actually blowing his cover, Subaru agrees to a collaboration stream to test his combat control against robots. Now, the original Subaru's record for this was exactly 43 kills. What does our masked Subaru get? Exactly 43 kills. It is such a flawless PR move. By intentionally tying his own 20-year-old record, he proves he's an absolute monster, keeps the mystery alive, and totally avoids the backlash of shattering that sacred old legend.
Section 2. The Gathering Storm, Floor 3 Battle Royale.
All of this builds up to the upcoming Battle Royale tournament, which for Subaru is a deeply personal insult. The grand prize is the relic shoes of his fallen comrade Toshia, and the tournament is being hosted by none other than the traitorous Blue Zone Guild. With his surviving former comrades secretly plotting a massive heist to steal back the relic, and this massive guild closing in on his real identity, it sets us up for a huge collision course. It leaves us with a really burning question. With all these pieces in play, will the real Narukami Subaru finally reveal himself to reclaim his legacy? Just think about it for a second. What would you do if you had a second chance to destroy the people who stole your life? That's all for today's Explainer. Stay focused, and we'll see you next time.